Ryan Jarrell here for LowKick MMA, and my next guest is the #4 ranked middleweight in the world, the Joker, Jack Hermansson, and you can catch him fighting next when he meets Kevin Holland in the main event at UFC Vegas 16 on December the 5th. Jack, how are you, sir?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. Happy to have you on. And I just drove back 3 hours from my fiance's home this morning to do this interview because of Thanksgiving yesterday. What did you do? I know you're in Vegas already. Did you get a chance to dive in and have a little bit of food?
Yeah, I'm in Vegas, but we didn't prepare for Thanksgiving, since it's not a tradition back at home. So we just, we went out and tried to buy food, and everything was closed and so on. So we just, what are we going to do? And then we found a Korean barbecue that was open. So we went there and had some great food. So that was all right. But no turkey for me, unfortunately.
Very, very good. Is there one food in general, like when you're in fighting camp and you're really trying to cut weight, that you have to avoid because it's a weakness for you?
All like too fatty food like pizza and so on, that goes out. But besides that, I'm eating most of things, so I'm not too heavy, so I'm still eating a lot, so it's fine.
That's good to hear. Typically, what do you walk around at? What's the heaviest you get? Is that cut down to 185 still fairly easy for you at this point in your career?
Yeah, it's still easy, but I'm a little bit heavier than I used to be. I'm not sure how much it is in pounds, but 93 kilos is like the most I'm walking around at. Sometimes 94, but 93. And right now I'm about 91. So yeah, it's not a big cut, even though I'm a little bit bigger than I used to be.
Great. Well, as everyone knows, you were supposed to fight Darren Till. He's out now, and Kevin Holland is in. It seems like this would almost be, all due respect to Kevin Holland, but he's not ranked in the top 15. It seems like a dangerous fight for you, since you're the 4th ranked middleweight in the UFC. What went behind the decision to step up and fight this guy?
I just felt like when I was considering the fight, and I was playing with the thought that I would not take it, I just felt super empty, and I felt like, oh man, all that hard work and preparation for nothing. And then I was just like, man, I'm in my prime. I'm in the best shape ever. I got an opportunity to work, and it's still a main event slot. So I was just like, nah, let's do this. I need to fight. And I also think that, I want to be the best in the world, and to be the best, I need to be able to beat everybody, including the unranked guys. So I feel like I can beat anybody right now. And if that's true, I'm going to be able to beat Kevin Holland.
How did this new opponent change your training at all? Do you kind of dictate what you train on specifically as to who you're facing, or do you just kind of work on your thing camp to camp and just sharpen your skill set?
For this camp, it was super specific for Darren Till, and he's a southpaw, so the techniques were a bit different, and there was a switch when we got Kevin Holland. But it's easier to switch from southpaw to orthodox than the other way around. So it's all right. But I feel like in a fight with Kevin Holland, I don't need to be that specific. He's a little bit more unpredictable. So I feel like I just need to be in the zone and take decisions right there and then, and not. I don't think it's wise to have the plan already done when you're fighting Kevin Holland.
Gotcha. Now, I understand a couple of guys turned down this fight before Kevin Holland stepped up and took it. Are you at liberty to discuss, who maybe turned down the fight? Are you disappointed that maybe one of those guys that's closer ranked to you didn't step up and take this challenge?
Yeah, I didn't drop names in the other interviews, so I will keep them. But there was people both ranked above me and below me in the rankings, and actually one guy, I heard he was saying yes to the fight, and then I agreed to fight, and then suddenly they were just like, no, it's not gonna happen. So I don't know what happened there, but yeah, it's a little bit weird when people have opportunity to step up in the rankings and they don't take it. But I believe that it is due to they feel like they need more than a month of preparation to fight me. So I don't think that people are scared at this level. It's more like yeah, but they probably feel like they need more time for that fight. So it is what it is, and just need to take on who is available.
For sure. Well, Kevin Holland's on a 4-fight win streak. Very exciting young fighter. So this still is a great matchup. Now, your last fight inside the cage, you were in Abu Dhabi. Very, very impressive win over Gastelum. Did you expect to get him out of there so quickly? And is that the biggest win of your career to date?
It's definitely one of the biggest, but I do have a couple of other good wins. I think Jacare was ranked number 3 when I met him. But he's definitely one of the best, and I wasn't surprised. I know what I have in my skill set, and it's just a matter of creating that opportunity you need to finish the fight. And it's not uncommon that I do that in the first round, so I wasn't very surprised.
Well, it's a very impressive victory. I got a chance to speak with Robert Whittaker before he fought Jared Cannonier, and I asked him, what it was like in Abu Dhabi. It looked like really such a spectacle. What's the biggest takeaway, for you looking back at it now that you're going to remember, when you're done fighting, just experiencing that?
Well, the travel was very pleasant because we got like first class treatment, so that was really nice, and we were treated very well. The weird thing though was that there were no people besides the UFC fighters and the crew, at that island. It was like completely empty and very weird. It was way too hot, and so it was pretty weird. And we woke up in the middle of the night for the fight because it was supposed to be at American time. So I was fighting in the morning basically, and that was also super weird. So it was a crazy experience, but it also was a good one. It was really cool to see how they really made the most out of the brand Fight Island when you came down there. And of course, the quarantines and the testing was just insane down there. So that was also a little bit different. So it was a cool experience.
Are you missing the fans? Are you one of those guys that really feeds off the energy of having a live crowd there? Or are you kind of enjoying this little bit of break while the rest of us are just kind of watching it from home?
Well, it's ups and downs to it, but of course the experience is gonna be a lot stronger and more intense. And when you get the whole package with the fans there. So, but when you're supposed to do the walkout and the whole building doesn't shake, and it's a little bit calmer. It's easier for nerves, and it's a little bit less tension when I go in there. But during the fight, and especially after the fight, when you celebrate and there is no fans there to cheer for you, it's not the same. So of course we want the fans there.
Yeah, very well said. Now, I'm curious to get your thoughts on Robert Whittaker's performance against Cannonier. You fought Jared. Unfortunately, that fight didn't go your way. I understand that you did expect Robert to win that fight, but were you surprised or just impressed with, how really good he looked throughout? I mean, I know he had a little bit of a rough third round, but just give me your overall takeaway on that one.
I really expected a fight like that. I felt like Whittaker was going to be a little bit crisper, and I think stylistically it was a matchup that fit him well. I was definitely impressed, and I know that Robert is still in the top of the division and one of the best. So I wasn't very surprised. On the other hand, I heard that Cannonier fractured his arm like in the first round, and so you got to give props to him for hanging in there for all of that time as well. But definitely an impressive performance by Robert.
Are you hoping to rematch Jared at some point here in the near future?
But the UFC usually doesn't do too many rematches if it isn't for like the title or anything like that. So yeah, I rather just I would love to fight him, but I don't see the UFC making that fight. So probably I need to go up there and take the title and maybe defend it if Cannonier is still doing good. You always want to revenge your losses, but things need to play out in the right way.
Gotcha. I was just going to say, because I figured you probably want to fight Thiago again and Ferreira,
Yeah.
but, we'll see. I'm sure whoever they line up, it's going to be someone important and in that upper echelon. So regardless of who it is, it'll be someone big time. Now, I did want to get your thoughts just on Israel Adesanya and potentially fighting Jan Blachowicz. That's what it seems like is the next step. Does that bother you? Because it kind of holds up the division a little bit. I mean, wouldn't you like people just to stay in their weight class and fight the next guy up? Or are you okay with, super fights and guys going for double belts?
Well, it's a little bit early, but I think it's okay as long as Adesanya wins and comes down and defends his belt pretty quickly in the middleweight division. Then it's all good. But if he loses his fight and loses his hype, that wouldn't be good. Because I really want to fight him, when he's undefeated, but it would be cool to dethrone the double champ. So hopefully he wins and he comes down to defend his belt pretty quickly.
How good do you think he is right now? I mean, a lot of people will say Anderson Silva is the consensus, greatest middleweight of all time. However, the last couple of years of his career, he's been suffering a lot of losses. Like when you look at the all-time greats at 185, do you think Adesanya is right there at the top right now?
Yeah, he is, but he still needs, a couple of more title defenses to really get up there. But I think he's amazing. He's a really skilled fighter. But I also think that I want to see him fight a great grappler like myself. And see how he handles the ground game, because nobody has been able to put in there yet and to exploit him. And I really believe that I am the toughest matchup for him in the division. So let's see if he can go through me.
Sign me up for that one. I hope it happens soon. Let's talk about Kevin Holland. Again, 4-fight win streak. Dangerous fighter. When you look at his skill set, how do you feel you're matching up against him?
Yeah, he's a good fighter, but I believe that I have more experience when it comes to the 5-round fights. That's something new for him, and I believe I'm a little bit more physical than he is. I'm stronger. I'm more durable. Have better stamina. And skill for skill, I also think that I beat him. So I think those should be in my favor. And I really believe that I'm going to win this fight and I'm going to show that I'm on the next level.
Would anything less than a dominant performance by yourself and potentially a finish be a disappointment for you here in this fight? Because again, he's not in the top 15. You're right there on the doorstep. I mean, it kind of seems like one of those ones, again, like I said earlier, where it's a little bit of a dangerous fight for you, where you should go in and finish him.
Yeah, definitely. Everything other than a finish is going to be disappointing. The win is always like the most important thing, but the main goal is a finish. So that's what I'm looking for.
How long do you see this fight going?
I'm going to finish him in the first round. As I did before, the first round is plan A, and the second round is plan B, and so on. So hopefully plan A works out.
Well, very good. Well, again, we're all excited to see you step up in this main event against Kevin Holland. And I think the fans thank you for sticking around and making this fight happen, because it is an exciting one. Last question for me. If you do get in there, you win, and you don't take any damage, are you looking to fight again soon, or are you going to take a little break and maybe fight early 2021?
It's like, yeah, early 2021 is the goal. But the main thing is that it has to be the right matchup. So if they can offer me like Whittaker or Costa, yeah, let me know when the fight plays out, and let's do it.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for the time, sir. Best of skill come fight night, and hopefully we'll be talking again soon.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me again.